South, we're back at it again. We're doing interviews. So Marlene, thank you so much for your time today. And we're talking about the economy lately and starting it off, how was your 2022 and are you excited about 2023?
Yeah, my 2022 was great. It was a year of a lot of celebrations, so I was very thankful for that. But it did kind of set the pathway for 2023 in regards to wanting to become more disciplined just so I can top 2022.
And so not too long ago, the recent job reports number came out and we saw that there's still a healthy amount of job openings. Might be a little bit of a slowdown in overall hirings, but have you heard any anecdotal evidence from maybe some friends or colleagues or anything like that around the current job market and what they're finding out there?
Yeah, I've actually heard it's become more competitive, especially for women. I have a lot of fellow businesswomen friends, and a lot of my friends are actually going back to school. They're going to get certificates. They're doing their best to just kind of put themselves above the crowd because it seems like everybody has a college degree now. So you've got to be even more special than that.
Are you looking at any big ticket purchases, a house, car, anything like that in the new year?
Yes, I actually am. I've been looking at a car for a while. So it's really right now just kind of depending on how the first of the year goes. I really want to be careful. I know obviously 2023, it's going to be a great year. And I know this is a little ahead of the game, but thinking of 2024, that's an election year. And that's always very impactful on the economy no matter what happens. So just going to try and play the waiting game for as long as I can so I can make the smartest move.
We're looking at 2023 right now. Of course, thinking about buying a car, used car prices going down, new car prices starting to moderate a little bit. Does interest rates play a big factor in this right now for you?
I think they do. I think they should in anybody. I mean, if you're a smart budgeter, you want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. And if you're not looking at interest rates and you're just buying the first option that comes across the table because it's the car that you like, then I'm sorry, you're going to get swindled.
Here with Don and Jack, and as you both know, we're in a new year. One of the big things and big talking points in the last year was, of course, inflation. Don, starting off with you, do you think this is going to be a big talking point in 2023?
I think it's going to be an ongoing target point for 2023 because we've already felt the pinch of inflation hurting our economy and our personal budgets. So it's definitely going to be a talking point of 23.
And Jack, as we look at, of course, inflation definitely still being a talking point here, what role or how active do you think the Fed is going to be in their fight on inflation? Right now, we see Jerome Powell looking to be steadfast right now, increasing interest rates, things like that. Do you think this is going to be something that he stays the course on, or do you think he'll let up sometime soon?
I just hope they do the right thing. I hope they do the right thing so they don't forget about us, the little people. I really do. Right. And it's kind of like when you ask me the question, do you want me to lie or tell you the truth? Because if I tell you the truth, you won't be happy.
Oh, please, true.
I actually think that people in Washington, they don't care about us. I just, that's how I feel. Yeah. They're in there for the long time and what they can get for themselves, and we have to suffer.
And so one of the big things that we're looking at, of course, talking about inflation, big ticket items, houses, cars like that. Has any of these impacted both of you in your day-to-day lives? You're looking at maybe a new home or a new vehicle or any other big ticket purchases with interest rates?
I think it's making us be more mindful of preparing for purchases that are larger that we need to be making, as well as the everyday to-day purchases. We're, tightening our belts a bit just because we want to be prepared for what could come if inflation does in fact get even worse. And the world is, at a crossroads, I think, in some ways, in terms of how everything is functioning. And I think we're going to be seeing even more dysfunction in the near future. And I think it's definitely going to impact every purchase, whether it's small or large.
Phil, thank you so much for your time today. Starting it off with, of course, the economy lately. And so 2022 just wrapped up. One of the big topics that we heard all around the year and really before that was around inflation. Do you see this as really being a big talking point in the upcoming year?
Yes, but probably not in the way they want to talk about it because it's a global thing. I mean, it's supply chain, your logistics, you know that. Too many dollars chasing too few goods once that levels out. But it's not just a problem in the United States for sure. I mean, that's pretty much it. But people don't understand that.
We're seeing Jerome Powell really looking to stay steadfast on interest rates to fight inflation. Just like a shot in the dark here, your expectations for the direction for interest rates going into the new year?
Up, just to ease the pressure. I mean, the housing market got really out of control, and now that's pulling back. Hopefully not like it did back in, the last big bust, 10 years ago, whenever that was. I can't remember, but I think they'll, they should just stay the course, see what happens. It takes time. People don't understand it. It's a wave. We're on the top of the inflation wave now, so people don't understand it. I think people they've gotten away from understanding it's supply and demand at the end of the day, the old supply curve, and people don't get it.
Do you think that the U.S. consumer, even though that the job market seems to be somewhat strong right now, is in a worrisome position with their finances?
Probably not. I mean, they're using credit to bridge the gap. Like things are more expensive, especially if you have children and stuff like that. If they're just they're leaning on it, they'll dig out, they'll come back. But it is kind of unfair that, they have to lean on it. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I really don't think there's too much you can do about it. I mean, you're not going to trade gaps and all this stuff, but they just got to stay the course. Interest rates will bring it down. Prices will go down. Employment's pretty high. Wages could go up, but that might push on inflation, but at least they could afford it. I wish the companies would pass on they're making a ton of money. I'm pretty much fiscally conservative in my economics, and they could pass that on. I don't want to be like pushing businesses to do what they could do, but they could, if their workforce makes more money and they buy more things, other people can buy more things, and that's the way it rolls up.
And Phil, overall, what is your outlook for 2023? Do you feel more optimistic about this year going into it, or a little bit more pessimistic, or maybe more the same? Optimistic.
They got a budget passed, and there's going to be chaos in D.C., which is entertaining, but they're not getting anything done. So I think it'll just be the same. There'll be a lot of good theater, but at the end of the day, they need to buckle down, and there won't be anything on the things that people need now. They put them to the back because it's not exciting. Drug prices, all that's whatever in that big basket of stuff. That's just not exciting. It's not good news. So they're not going to focus on it.
Phil, thank you so much for your time today, and we wish you the best in the new year.
Right on. Thanks, man. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Awesome. Thanks so much.